Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, I had recorded another video today, but that'll go up tomorrow because I saw in our email that there were several people who were hoping for shout outs today or yesterday. And I think Simon will catch up with those tomorrow, but he had to record today and I think yesterday in advance. So I'm not sure about that, but I am going to say hello to Rosie in Oklahoma City. It's your birthday. You're having a summer camp themed party and you're going to try and make chocolate cake with lots of frosting. I mean, that is fantastic. Good luck. I hope it's marvelous. Probably getting underway about now, but I hope you get a chance to see this video. I know I'm not Simon, but I do wish you a happy birthday. And the same to Alexandros' mother, Panagiotta in Greece. It's her birthday today, and that's fantastic. And I hope she's watching this on the channel as well. I really do. It'd be marvelous. It is just wonderful, the outreach that we managed to somehow have. Thank you so much for watching us wherever you are. Now, there were a few for yesterday as well, and I don't know if they got shouted out yet, but there's Aaron, who's married to Lacey in Tennessee, and she wrote to us to say his birthday yesterday. And I really hope that goes well. We've also got Paulina, the partner of Bethany, who flat shares, I think, with Zoe and Robin, and they all, I think, are involved with the channel, which is fantastic. So very happy birthday to Paulina. And finally, I think it was Anna's girlfriend, Kelly, and happy birthday to you as well for yesterday. So as I say, I'm not Simon, but I am Mark, and I am very much wishing you a happy birthday. The puzzle I've chosen to do to celebrate that is also by a newcomer. So Chloe has sent us Ridden Hopes ? So I'm going to have a look at that in a moment. Fairly straightforward rules. Doesn't mean it's a straightforward puzzle. I have no idea how difficult it is, but I'm going to have a go. Don't forget, there's still just time to do the Rostam hunt on Patreon. And plenty of other connections videos and crossword videos to watch while you're there and all sorts. So do check out our Patreon. You could go to SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and support Sven. You could buy our apps, which do feature Killer Sudoku, Domino Sudoku, Line Sudoku, and of course, Fog of War. Great fun on our apps to be had for hours. What else? We've also got, of course, the worms. They're the latest sort of in the app space. James Sinclair and Marty Sears to date, others to come. Now let's have a look at the rules to Ridden Hopes by Chloe, and they are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply: 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Each main diagonal cannot contain repeated digits, and these have been marked with blue lines, a set of 1 to 9 there, for instance. In cages, digits must sum to the indicated total, which is 13 in each case. Along a green line, adjacent digits must differ by at least 5, the normal German whispers rule. And finally, 2 digits separated by a black dot, there's only one of those shown, have a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay, those are the rules. Give it a try on that first link under the video. I am going to restart my clock and say, let's get cracking now. Let's see how we do. So the 3 things I tell you about the green lines are 5 can't appear on a green line. So in row 3 and row 9, 5 is confined to one of 2 places. Next, green lines must alternate between digits higher than 5 and digits lower than 5. Otherwise, they wouldn't maintain the necessary difference. So these 3 are all one polarity of high or low, and the others on the line are the other. And I think that is going to tell us whether it's high or low. The other thing I'm just going to tell you about green lines quickly is that 4 and 6 can't appear on a green line in positions where they would have 2 neighbours that can see each other in the same row, column or box. And box is the relevant consideration here because the lines are all confined within one box. So none of those digits could be 4 or 6, none of those, etc. So let's just look at these 2 on the black dot. That's where I'm going to start, because how could they both be high? They are both the same polarity because I've coloured them both purple because they're alternating spaces along the line. But they can't be high because the only pairs on a black dot that involve a high digit are 8, 4 and 6, 3, and they're not two highs. So those are low, these are high. These two can't be 6, so they're from 7, 8, 9. These two can't be 4, so they're from 1, 2, 3. This one can't be 3 because the black dot would force that to be 6. So that's 1 or 2. This digit is 1, 2 or 4, and I'm not prepared to rule out 4. One of those now has to be a 2. This is either a 1, 2 or a 2, 4 pair, and that digit is not a 2. And if that was a 3, this would be an 8, 9 pair. That would be 7. This would be 1, 2. That works fine. Okay, let's look at these two. These are the same colour, aren't they? Yeah, they are, because if we alternate along this line, it looks like that. I'm starting with pink and green as sort of neutral colours and aiming to make one of them orange and one of them blue. And I'm considering, could these actually both be high? If that was a 1, 2 pair, this would have to be 4 and 3. Actually, I think that works all right. I don't think I can rule that out. Okay, over here, let's do a different colour for this. Yellow and red on the alternation. I mean, that's interesting. Obviously, with these 6 digits being divided into sets of 2, we are going to use up 4 highs or 4 lows amongst these coloured cells in row 8. Oh, should I be able to tell something about... I was going to say, can these both be high? I think they could. I don't really... Oh, okay, here's something in this row. Those 2 digits... No, one of these 2 digits is high and is from 7, 8, 9, because these are positions where 6 can't be. And one of these 2 is also high and is from 7, 8, 9. So nothing else in the row can be 7, 8 or 9, because we'll have a virtual triple, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So in the rest of the cells in the row, we're going to have to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now, we can't have 5 on the green lines. We can't have 2 high digits. Yeah, that's not interesting, because that's just telling me that all of these pink and red can't be low, which I would have known anyway if I'd looked at this. Now, what's going on here? These can't include 2, because 2's on the black dot. They do include 5. This feels interesting, but it might not actually yield anything. No, I don't know. It's not telling me anything huge yet. Can those both be low? This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 set. And that would have to be 5 and 6. I mean, I think that works all right. Green or yellow or both is low. But that's not very interesting in a way. I'm going to have to try and relate this stuff to the top of the grid, but the thicker points of these green lines are always opposite the thinner points down below, where there are fewer digits on the green. Is it the diagonals then? That must be one of each. That must be one of each. No, I don't think the diagonals are really in play yet. I'm not sure. Okay, here's something. One of these pink or red sets must include all 4 digits counting in the coloured cells in row 8. because one of them, they can't both be low, because both of these would be high and would be 6. That's no good. So one of them at least is high, and the other one is either also high, in which case these are 4 highs, or the other one is the other 2 low digits. Now, no, this is not good. I was going to say, oh, well, this digit couldn't be a 4 because that can't be 6. In fact, if this is low, it has to be a 1. Oh, that's quite interesting. If this is low, that has to be a 6. This has to be a 1. And then this would have to be 2 and 4 over here. That digit would be a 3. So this would be a 1. That 3 would have 8 and 9 next to it. This would be 2 next to 7. Oh, is that falsified somehow? Not quite, but nearly. Let me think about this a bit more. So if this digit is low, it has to be a 1. So oh, this can't be a 6 in this position. It sees 2 cells. Numpty. So this digit is low. Sorry, it's blindingly obvious, isn't it? Didn't have to go into paroxysms thinking about whether this could be a 1. So that's low. It's also not a 4 because of its position. So this is 1, 2, or 3 as well. This one could be a 4. These 2 are high. These 2 are low. These 2 are the complement to these. Or to these. Now, we've had 2 digits from 1, 2, 3 here. If green was low, that has to be a 4, and this digit has to be a 9. In that case, this couldn't be a 9, and that would be a 1, 2 pair. So if green is low, we've got a 1, 2 pair here. That's a 3 sitting next to 9 and 8. So we would have 9 here, 7 here, and therefore 8 over here, if green is low. Oh, maybe it's more interesting to think about if green is high, because if green is high, that's a 6. This is a 1. Then these are both low, and the 1 in this row is in there. So these are a 3 and a 4. So if green is low, we know that it goes 6, 1, 4, 9, 3, 8. I mean, those would all be fixed. Is there something completely wrong with that? You'd have the 1, 2 pair here. Yes, that wouldn't work because of that 9. Because the 1, 2 pair there would force that to be a 3, and one of these 2 would have to be a 9, but would clash with that 9. So that is not the arrangement because the digit here cannot be high. And now we know that green is low. And this is significant. I think this is going to step us along our path. We colour for high and low. Now, this is not a 6, but it could be a 4. In fact, that can't be a 4 because it sees 2 cells in the same box. So this has to be a 4. There we go. And this is 9. And this is the thing. No, it's not the thing I was looking at before that might happen. This digit is 7 or 8. And so is that. Now, we've got the 4 high digits here, 6, 7, 8, 9, but 6 can't be, yeah, that's, sorry, 6 can't be on the ends of the line. Oh no, I thought that was going to be good. What that tells me, and I've just hit 6 out of the wrong place, 6 can't be there or there. One of these is a 6, that's correct. And that means one of these 2 is a 1. And that means that none of these cells or this cell can be a 1. If you see, if what I'm saying is at least one of those 2 is a 1. I don't know if they might both be 1s, but I know that one of them has to be a 1 because one of these digits is a 6. And cells that they can both see include that and those. So none of these cells can be a 1, including that one, but also including this one. Now, the 1, 2, 3 triple in the bottom row says that one of these 2 is a 1 now. These can't be 9, actually. That's very obvious. Now this digit probably is a 1 now, but I don't think that's clear. One of these two is a 9 in this row. It's not actually coming together as I thought it might. Serves me right for hoping too hard. Goodness, these can't have a 4 in, or 1, 2, or 3. In fact, these are a 5, 6 pair. That's suddenly clear to me now. This digit is not high because there's a high digit there. This is low. And it's not 2. Thrilling conclusion. It's 1, 3, or 4. So the 4 is in one of those cells. And one of these 3 has to be a 4 now. Again, one of these is a 1. So none of those can be a 1. That's fully marked. None of these can be a 1. Can that be a 1? That would put 1 here. No. No, look at the bottom row. There is a 1 in one of those two cells. So that can't be a 1. And those can't be 1s. So there, yes, I'm sorry. I'm just proving that 1 equals 1 for some reason. There is a 1 in the bottom row there. Yeah, then that's not an interesting conclusion. One of those is a 2. The black dot is really the thing that's giving me a lot of information here, but I've kind of run out of juice with that at the moment. If that's the 4, this is 9. Don't know. That's interesting. If this is a 4, that's 9. That's a slightly weirdism. Okay, I am going to have to try and look up at these lines at the top of the grid now because I've kind of run out of stuff down at the bottom. That's 7, 8, or 9. If this was a 3, that would be an 8, 9 pair. I think I've considered this before. That would be 7. This would be 1, 2, and that would be 4. That all works fine together. So yeah, I don't have a good conclusion there. So 5 on the diagonal, is that interesting? Or 5 in the cage? 5, 8 would be the result if that was a 5. This would be 6. Okay, let's just color up this one first of all in pink and green. See if that's telling me. I don't think it is going to be. Well, okay. If these were low, all 4 lows would be done. This then couldn't be a 4, 9 pair. It would be either 5, 8 or 6, 7, and would use the other digit from 5 or 6 that isn't here. And then these would have to be from 7, 8, 9. Now, I can't tell if that's possible or impossible at the moment. But again, let's color this one as well in yellow and red, say. Because this is more of a problem. Right, yellow can't be high because if you use up 6, 7, 8, 9 in this column, how are you going to make up the 13 cage? No way. So yellow is low. Red is high. So that's something. Now, let's color up this one as well. I'm learning this pattern now. Those are yellow, those are red. Now, here we go again with this 2 of each in row 2. And we know those are low. This is complicated. At least we got some play between the top and the bottom from those. I was feeling that we would never get that. Okay, if red was high, that would be all 4 highs in this row, and those would be all 4 lows. Is there a problem? Is there a problem with that? I can't see it. Okay, maybe using the 2 digits that I have got. I've got a 9 here. Actually, that makes this cage either 5, 8 or 6, 7. And, right, yes, that's perfect. Now, these aren't all high, but one of these is high. So these can't be high. Sorry, it's exactly the same situation that was going on column 8. I just hadn't seen that it applied here. Yellow must be low. Right, red becomes orange and is high. And now we have got the 4 orange in this row. So green, but it's got a bit easier. I just haven't noticed. Green becomes blue, purple becomes orange. We're dichrome now. We've only got the 2 colors. That's exactly where I wanted to be. I do want to know how to use those 2 colors, and I don't know that yet, but let's try and figure it out. These digits are from 1, 2, 3 because they're in positions where the monogamous digit can't go. Same there. Let's do this stuff. It might feel a bit laborious or mechanical, but honestly, I need this. Right, 7, 8, 9 there. That's why I need it, to spot that this digit has to be a 6. And then that's sitting next to 1, and this can't be a 1 on the line. Now, is that going to get me anything? This digit is 2, 3, or 4, and this digit. So again, we've got this situation where the 4 in this row has to be in one of those 2 cells and has to be touching a 9 in one. So one of these 2 cells is definitely a 9, maybe both, but at least one. And that means none of these cells can be a 9, and it means this one can't be a 9. So that is 7 or 8. The diagonals are suddenly going to be in play, and I won't even understand why, I reckon, in a moment. You can keep an eye on that while I don't. Right, none of these can be a 9. Can that be a 9? Let's look at this row. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there. The 5 is not in box 1, so there's a 5 in one of those 2 cells. And this digit must be high, therefore. And now 6 is in one of these 2 cells. These are, that can't be 1 anymore, so that's 2 or 3. And this is 2, 3, or 4 as well. 5 is here along with the other digit from 2, 3, or 4. So one of these 2 is a 1. If we knew that was a 6, we would know that that was a 1. So I now know that 1 and 9 can't be in these cells. It's not that interesting or useful, I don't think. 5 is in one of these 2 along with the other high digit, which is that one. Maybe we are looking at this central digit, which can't be the same as that. Am I going to have to colour these digits against each other? Oh, if this was a 6, 7 pair, that's 8, that's 9. This is 7, 2, 1, 3. I mean, that would all just come straight out. So if this is a 6, 7 pair, that digit has to be 6, and that the digit above is 7. But it could be a 5, 8 pair, in which case this becomes 7, and we've got a 1, 2 down here. I don't know, but I mean, if this is a 4, 9 pair, I think it breaks up any plans I'm making at all. Okay, let's have another look at column 5, or maybe column 2. Did I not look at that enough? This is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If these are both from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, i.e. they're 6, 7, and this is an 8, 9 pair, and that's a 5. No, I mean, I think that's feasible. I am really thinking that we're going to have to look at the diagonal in a moment, and I'm a bit confused about how to do that. Oh, where does 6 go? Oh, no, I don't know. Sorry, I thought I had something on where 6 went in box 9. On reflection, I got nothing on that subject. There is a 1 in one of these cells. What about this? Unpencil marked coloured cell. Put all the possibilities in. Goodness me, I don't know what's going on. If that was a 3, this would be 8 and 9. That would be 7, and this would have to be 2. These would be 4 and 1. Oh, it looks to me... No, I was thinking it looked like that didn't work, but I don't think it... I think I was wrong. If that was 3, you'd have 8, 9 here. That would be 7. This would be 2. That would be 3. Now that's fine for this cell, which is the issue I was thinking about. Putting 4 and 1 here is actually not that hard. So let's go back to this thought about one of those has to be 9. This digit can't be a 9 as a result. I'd forgotten that all these 3 can't have a 9 in. Not quite enough to do anything. Oh, this digit. This is quite interesting. This can't be 6, 7, 8 or 9, but it's going in a 13 cage. That has to be 4 or 5. The digit in the cage with it is 8 or 9. And that is going to stop this digit being a 3. I hope you see why. Because that being a 3 would require that to be an 8-9 pair, which breaks that cell. So that's not a 3. That's 1 or 2. Now, 8 or 9 can't be... That can't be an 8-9 pair, so one of these two is 8 or 9. What does that mean? I don't know. Is there... Does this line force this not to be something very low? No. Does it force it to be not something very high? I can't quite work it out. Oh, this cage. Why is that so... Why was that so elusive to me a moment ago? That's 4 or 5. This digit is also 2, 3, 4 or 5. I mean, again, so we've got some of the low digits on the diagonal from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 2 of the high digits. That's quite interesting. The fact that both of these can't be 6. Now, that's going to mean that either that is 6 in row 2, or in box 1 rather, or that is 6 in row 8. But I don't know what the effect of that might be. Okay, let's think about this possibility. If that is a 6-7 pair in the central cage, that digit is an 8. This is a 7. The 7 is touching 2 and 1. This has become a 6, and we've got a 1 here as well. We get a 3 there. Loads gets done. We get 8, 9. I mean, it seems like it's powerful. Oh. I'm just wondering about this. I think I'm going to have to colour the orange digits against each other somehow. But do I have enough information? No, not really. Not until I do some more German whisper work. I'm getting heavily confused now. Oh dear. It seems to be an interesting discovery that they're on the same diagonal, and therefore they can't both be 6. And does that mean that these digits can't both be 1? I don't think it does mean that, annoyingly. Maybe I have to come all the way back to the black dot, which really got us started. Oh, this digit can't be a 4 because that can't be a 9. There we go. I did have to. 1, 2. I mean, this is an exercise in things I can't see. That makes that a 3 and this a 4. Now, that's not a 4, but never mind about that. The 3 on the whisper sees 8 and 9. This digit becomes a 7. I've suddenly got 3 more digits in the puzzle. Thrilling, I know. 4, 1, 2 there. So this is a 3, 5 pair along the row. Can't colour it because one of them's a 5 and has no colour. Okay, the 1, 2 pair, what's that doing? Or this digit becomes 8. And now these can't have an 8 in. One of these is 8. Whoa, it's going to break down now. I've got a 1, 2 pair in this column. I didn't see that coming. That can't be a 2. There must be a 1 or 2 here to go with the 1 or 2 in column 2. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple in the box now. I don't know when that happened. That might not be that recent. So one of these two is a 3, and there's a 3 there. So there must be a 3 in one of these cells. One of these is a 3, so that's not a 7. And now we've got an 8, 9 pair in this column that I also wasn't expecting. And it doesn't really help me. That's so maddening. And it's all stemmed because I hadn't noticed that that couldn't be 3 or couldn't be 4 anymore. Okay, come on. Let's just calm down, dial it back, try and figure out what's going on in the puzzle. If that was a 3, this would be 8 and 9. That would be 7 and 9, and this would be 2. There's no problem with that. This is a beautifully constructed puzzle, actually, because it's just not quite graspable what the next step is each time. And that's really skilled. Anyway, this cage can't have an 8 in, so it's either 4, 9 or 6, 7. Now, if that was 6, 7 now, this digit would be 9. That would be 7. We'd have a 2, 1 pair here to go with the 7. That would be 6. 1, 8. Hang on. I'm positing that this is a 6, 7. I'm trying to work out what happens. That becomes 9. That becomes 7. So if this is 6, 7, that's a 7. So this can never be a 7. The cell above can never be a 6. 4 is in one of these cells, so it could easily be there. Oh, 9's in one of those two in row 8, so that can't be 9. So we're down to 2 possibilities in this cage. That digit is 7 or 9, and I feel like it's the same as that, but that's not really. Oh, I don't know. That would be verging on something helpful if we did start colouring individual orange cells against each other, which is what I was considering earlier and what I might well have to consider again in a moment. Those two can't be a 3 because I've put 3 in the row. It doesn't feel like that's positive information, but you just never know. If that was a 2, this would be a 2 as well. Ah! Oh no, I was going to say both those would have to be 7. That's absolutely not true. Not true. Not true. If that was not a 2 instead, that would be 4 with 9 here. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I've got 2 digits out of 1, 2, 3 on this diagonal already. I don't know, the other diagonals in play at the moment, it just doesn't quite feel like it. If this is a 6, 7 cage, I thought about if that was. Let's try this one again. And I know I've done this before, but I need to keep doing it. If that's a 6, 7 cage, that's 8. That's 7. Then we've got 1 and 2 here. And with 8, 7 there, this is a 6. So then we've got 1, 3, 9. I can't work out if this breaks down somewhere. It quite possibly does, but I don't see how it does. 6 is in one of those two cells. What are these? These are 5 and a high digit. Yeah, that's not interesting. That 8 or 9. 3 or the 4. I mean, we got these extra full digits and they just haven't done anything. It's so cruel. Okay, if that's a 4, this digit is 6 and that's a 7. So with 7 there and 9 there, if that's a 4, this has to be 6. If that's a 4, this... Oh, no. Right, this can't be a 4 because that would be a 9, this would be 6, and that would be 7, and this would have no fill. That's it. So that's a 2. Oh, that's quite difficult, but it's very clever. This is a 1. This cell is now seeing a 1, 3 pair in the row, so that's a 2. That doesn't let me determine this digit, but it does place a 2 and a 1 down here. That's a 1, 3 pair, so this is a 5. That's a 3. I can colour that 3. One of these two is a 5 now. These two, one of them's 4 and one of them's a high digit. 9, we've known for ages, is in one of these cells. Don't tell me this hasn't done anything else. It's so maddening. Ooh, I was starting to wonder about 1 on this diagonal. It can't be in that box, and it can't be there or here or here. So 1 on the diagonal is in one of those two cells. Is that useful? No, not quite. Not quite. But it's close. Close to being useful. 2, 8, 5, 1, 3. This is 4, 6, 7, or 9. That is so unuseful as a fact. Oh, 3 is looking up to that cell. Let's try and pick up the Sudoku bits that are available. 1 and 2 are looking up here. If that's 6, 7, that's an 8. This would be a naked 5. It would see 6, 7, and 8, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. In fact, in this box, these are 5, 6, 7, or 8. They can't be 8 because of that pair. But this is now a quadruple of 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything else in the column is low, is 1, 2, 3, or 4. And that's given me all the low digits here. So I get a 5 in one of these cells, along with a high digit, which is going to complete the set of high digits in its row. How can I use that? One of these 3 is a 5. If the 5 is here, that's a 6, 7 pair. But if it's here, that's a 6, 7 pair. One of these 2 is 3 and must touch a 9 on the line. That doesn't do anything. We already knew one of those 2 was a 9. This digit is 4, 6, or 7. If that was a 7, we'd have 6, 9, 7, 8, 5, 6 here. Maybe if this was a 6, then this would be a 7, 9 pair. That would be 4. I can't see what the problem with that is. Yeah, we've moved on a bit from the last impasse and come to another one. This is the beauty of Chloe's puzzle here. Okay, here's something to think about. If that was a 6, this would be a 5, and this would have to be a 4 with a 9 underneath it. We'd have a 1 here. I don't know what I'm thinking about. 7 in this column, I can suddenly see, oh yeah, that's not a 7. So I can see that 7's in one of those cells, which means it's in one of these two. And I thought that was going to tell me something maybe, but no, no such luck. It doesn't. Oh, come on, the diagonals. Do something. 1 or 2 there. One of these is 1 or 2. 1. Oh, there's a 1 in one of those cells, so this is not 1. I hadn't noticed that. So one of these two is a 1. If it was here, is that big pressure on the line? Because that couldn't be 6 anymore. So the line would contain 7, 8, 9. In fact, if that was a 1, we'd have 2 here, 3, 4. 3 would need the 8, 9 pair. That would be 7. Right, that wouldn't work. If this was a 1, that would be 2, and this would be 3. But this would also be 3. And both of those 3s can't see 7s in this row, so you couldn't fit 7 into this row. So that is not 1. That is quite complicated again, but this is 1 in the box. And in this column, this is 1. That's an unusual place to get a digit in this puzzle for me. Now, this one is allowing 6 there. I don't want digits that allow digits. I want digits that forbid digits. That's going to be a lot easier. One of these two is a 4. I mean, I know I've done this ad nauseam, but it means that one of these two is a 9. And that's going to stop this cell being a 9. Is there any way this could be a 9 here? No. In this row, one of those two is a 9. So that can't be a 9. Now, what was that going to tell me? I thought it was going to tell me something. We've got a 9 in one of these cells. We're not allowed 9 there. That's just totally uninteresting. Okay, this can't be a 7, actually. I've only just noticed this because one of those digits, that is not a 1-2 pair. This can be a 7 because that can be a 2. So this is not a 7. One of these two is a 7. If it was that one, I don't know. Does that do something? I can't see it. Again, blind to what it's doing. This is complicated. I'm 40 minutes in and I'm really struggling and straining through this, but I'm really enjoying this journey. Right. I don't know. This can't be 2 because these would both be 3. And again, you couldn't get 7 into this row. So that's not a 2. That was all it was. One of these is a 2. This can't be 7 because they can't be a 1-2 pair. Again, same deal. Why can't I see this sort of thing? Why am I so slow? Does it do anything? This digit can't be there. Oh, it must be about the diagonals now, but how? How am I meant to resolve the diagonals? One of those is a 2. There's a 2 in one of these cells. I mean, it's not very interesting. I don't think 2 on the diagonal now can only be there or there on the negative diagonal. I don't know what that does. Okay, if that was a 6, that's a 5, and that's a 4. Alternatively, oh well, then you'd have 6, 4, 1, 5 here. That would have to be 7, and that would have to be 2, and that would have to be 3. And that's quite prescriptive. If this was 6, because of this, you get 6, 4, 5, 1, 7, 2, 3. Now, what would that have taught us? Six and 5 on the diagonal. One of these two is a 6, so one of these two is a 6. I mean, that's available a long time, but probably doesn't do anything. If it was here, this would be 5 and a low digit, and this would be the last high digit in box 3. Okay, if that was a 4, let's consider that. Oh, let's consider where 4 is on the positive diagonal, either there or in one of those two. Oh, I don't know, there's one digit for the diagonals that's going to really matter. I can't see what it is. I mean, even 1 on this negative diagonal has to be in a corner, which feels powerful, but it doesn't actually do anything. Or does it? Okay, one of these is a 1 in the corner. Now, what's that going to do to 3 in its own box? It's either going to put 3 there or 3 there. And then 3 on the diagonal would have to be here. That's quite interesting. No. That's nonsense. I was considering if both of those were 1s. So that's absolute rubbish I was spouting. Okay, never mind about that. But let's keep thinking about both of, or the fact that one of these has to be a 1. And therefore, one of these two has to be a 3. Now, what's that doing? Is that doing something? One of these two has to be a 3. It does mean that one of these two has to be a 2. I want that to mean something. It doesn't really mean anything. I don't think it does. One of these has to be a 3. At least one of them. Maybe both. Not both, actually. Oh, no, it could be both. Because they could both be 2s. Okay. 3's in these position. What would it do? I don't know. 3, 2, 6. There's a 5 somewhere. I want maybe at least 5 on the diagonal would be nice if it would tell me where it was going. Right, if that's... okay. If that's a 5, that's a 5, and then you don't get 5 in the central cell, because it's already on one diagonal. Otherwise, that's a 5, and then you don't get 5 in the central cell. So you don't get 5 in the central cell. Can I possibly rule out 8 from the central cell? That would put 7 here and 9 here. Now, let's just think about that. This would be a 2. You'd have 2, 7. If it was 8 in the central cell, you'd have 7 here and 2 here. That would become part of a 4, 6 pair. This would become the 6 in this row. So, where was I starting with this? If this was 8, this would become 6 in this row. And you'd have 5 there, and both of these cells would be 7. I mean, that is complicated, but it's definitely true. Right, follow the logic with me again here. If that's an 8, that's a 7 on the diagonal. Then the 7 in this box is down here. And this is 8 and 6. Oh no, the logic is wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Has something happened here? If that's 8, that is 8 anyway. That's just how it would work in box 8. It gets 7 here. 4, 6 pair there. So this would be 7, 9 pair. That would be 6. So if that's 8, you've got 5, 6. And this digit is 7. This is 5. No, that's fine. That works all right. I thought I was eliminating 8 from here, but I patently wasn't. Which is frustrating, because if I could take 8, 5 out of here, it would become a 6, 7 cage. That would be a 5. I feel like we'd have achieved something. Maybe we'd only have achieved that. No, I don't know. I'm looking at that cell as well. No, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this at all. Let's try this column. 1, 2, 7 are gone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Okay, if this is 6, then we've got 4, 9 above it. And 7 there. 6 and 7 would be on the diagonal. That would be 8. And that would be 9 on the diagonal. Now that's a very interesting position for 9 in the box. Let's think about this some more. If that's a 6, this becomes 7, 8, 9. The 9 forces this cage to be 8, 5, which makes this 4. So now we've got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the diagonal, if we assume 6 down here. Everything else on the diagonal is 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm getting excited, but I don't know quite why. I'm getting excited mainly because 9 in this position, which could be filled by a very low digit or a very low high digit, feels strong. Feels like it's doing something. So I'm going to keep thinking about this because I haven't got much else to go on. If that's a 6, this becomes 7, and that's 8. Five here, that would have to be 6. No, because that would be 6. This would have to be 7. No, this really is doing things, but it's not breaking. It's not breaking anything. So if that's 6, we've got 7, 8 on the diagonal, and 9 to come. Oh, the 1 on the diagonal would have to be here. Because it couldn't be down here with 6 taking the 1 on the line. Okay, this is quite interesting. Let's keep going. If that's a 6, we've got 7 here. I'm trying to find why this breaks. It's got to be a where or a why somehow. Okay, some of the other things that happen are quite interesting too. If that's a 7 here, you get 8 here, 9 here. 9, 7, 2, 3 there. I mean, things are happening everywhere. If this is 6, 1, in fact, this diagonal has done even more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 3 here. Just 1, 2, and 5 to place. Got to be 1 there. These two would be 5 there and 2 there. My goodness. And that is impossible because of 5. Right, 5 in the central box. Okay, follow this through with me because this is brilliant. If that was a 6, 4 there, and this is a 7. So we've got 6, 7 on the diagonal. That must be 8. However, that makes this 9, which because of that cell being 8 and this one being 5 makes that 4. Now, where is 5 going on this diagonal we're working on? Well, it's going to have to be in the central box, but we've posited 8 there, needing a 5 in that cage as well. Well, 5 can't be in 2 places in the central box. So this is not 6. Whoa, that is crazy times. Right, that's a 7-9 pair. This digit is 8. This is going to give us probably as many digits as we've already got in this puzzle, I think. 6 there. This now is not a 6-7 cage. This is an 8-5 cage. We do get an 8 in the center, but now it's not going to be a problem for us. We get 5 and 7 there. I'm going to color these digits because it might keep helping me somehow. Now, where is that going to help? 8 can't go there. Got a 7 on that now. Now I want to do something. Yes, 8 is looking up at that cell. That's 9 now. And this is not 9 now. Now, come on, keep going, keep going. Keep on wanting to look at the diagonal. I don't know if that's actually helping much at the moment. It might be. Oh, look, there's a 7-9 pair. 7, 9, 8, 1 in this column. No, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to look at the diagonal again. Maybe we didn't get quite as much done as I was hoping there. But maybe we're still making good advances. Maybe we're not. 1, 2 pair in that column. I think I've had that for ages, actually. 5. Well, we got all of this box done. That feels like it's valuable. One of these two is an 8. Pardon me. Now, where are we at? Where are we at now? Four and 3 are both on this side of box 5. Is there something on this diagonal? No, 8 on that diagonal. Boom. 7 there, 8 there. This has to be 2 now. Sorry about the cough, but I'm anxious to keep going without breaking off, although if it gets any worse, I will break off and have a proper sort out 5, 3, 4. Now 8, 7 on the diagonal. That's 9 on this diagonal. It was the other diagonal that I had to move to. 9, 8, and 7 are done. 1 on this diagonal is not going to feature in those boxes, so it has to go there. That gets me 2. That gets me 1 here. This is now not 1. That's a 2, 3 pair. It's not as though I wanted to put 1 in because it doesn't help so much. Okay, back to this diagonal. I'm going to break off for a cough. Sorry about that, but keeping going for an hour sometimes gets a bit tough. 9, 8, 7. Look, this digit sees 2, 6, and 1 in its column box, so that's 3, 4, or 5. The 5 on the diagonal is either it's on one end or the other, one corner cell or the other. Oh, the 5 on this diagonal, which was such a feature of my thinking earlier, is now absolutely constrained to there. Good. That puts 4, 9 here. I'm going to colour those. I don't know why I'm keeping the colouring going. It might matter. Those can't have a 9 in. 6 and 9 are in this. Come on this diagonal. 5, 8. High, high. Low. Don't know what this means. That can't be 9 by Sudoku. There's only one place for 9 in this box. There it is. Does that 4, 9? That's what I did. That's my pair. There's a 9 in one of those two positions. Can it be on the diagonal? Yes, just. One of those two is the 9 on the negative diagonal. And they're both looking at that cell, which can't be 9 anymore. That's a nice spot. So we get a 4 and a 7, 6 pair in a box. That's going to make this 9 and this 7. Now this can't be 3, so it's 1 in the corner. Oh, don't tell me I could have done that earlier. Probably could. This digit is 3, 4, or 5 by elimination. So this is 8 or 9, and it can't be 9. That's an 8. This is 9. That doesn't sort out the whisper here. Are there any? I've done all the whispers in the bottom. Those aren't resolved by whisper, and nor's that, and I suppose there's a lot of stuff to do. That can't be a 3, 7 pair. Does that matter? No, not yet. Anyway, in this row, 8 makes 6, 7, 8 there. That's good. That doesn't fix that pair. 2 or 6, 2, 5 or 6 in the column. 2 in one of those cells in the column. This is a 1, 6, 8 triple with some impossibilities. That's 3, 4 or 5, a trio that I keep seeing now. Oh, I've got that 3, 4 pair that makes this a 5. And this is not a 5, therefore. This is a high digit, 6 or 7. Sorry, I'm trying to take the corner mark out there. Right, where does that leave us? This diagonal, surely this cell is doing something. I've got 9, 8, 7, 1. No, the other diagonal. Sorry, 7, 5, 8, 4, 9, 1. 2, 3, and 6. That's one of them. This one is 3 or 6, not 4. This one is 2 or 6. That could have been more helpful. Okay, back to this diagonal. 7, 8, 9, 1. I've got to put a 2 on it, and that's got to be here. And then this digit becomes a 6, and this diagonal gets completed with 3 and 2. Oh, yes, I get a 2 in this row. And I'm settling for this. This 6 is looking up there. 7 and 6 are done. This is a 4, 7 pair. I know the order thanks to the 7. Okay, probably not going to colour anymore. Might get rid of the colouring in a moment, in fact. Yeah, let's get rid of the colouring. It's finally completely done its job, I think. There we go. Bye-bye colouring. This is a 348 triple. Oh, this diagonal must be fully revealed. 19482. Yes, that's 3, that's 5, and the other corner is 6. That digit is 4. Top 3 rows done, bottom 3 rows done. Everything else is going to come now. And what a relief. What a brilliant puzzle, Chloe. That's fantastic. 439. This is a 2-5 pair. 8, 4, 3, and 175 to place here. That's been magic. More like hidden ropes. Oh, is there roping? Ridden hopes was hidden ropes. How was I meant to use the roping? Where is there roping? Not in any of the columns, I don't think. Oh, I see. I'm guessing that the green lines acted like hidden ropes in some way, but I'm not sure I've understood it if they did. Oh, there is roping in the center, the central 3 rows, but that's the only place in the puzzle. Is that deducible? Did you solve it that way, guys? I don't know what that means. I think I've missed a trick here. Oh, intriguing. I mean, maybe someone will explain to me in the comments how the hidden roping works and how you're meant to use it. Because I think I've probably done it the long way around then. I don't know, but I've enjoyed myself, so that's what matters. I will see you again soon. Tomorrow there'll be a video I recorded today, and we'll be back, of course, with more Sudoku tomorrow, Simon and myself, and look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.